Hi, and welcome to Growing Together. This is the one time of year that we put on a party for 2 hours in our community. So, Halloween is our fun time. If you've dressed up, be sure to send us a picture. We'll be showing pictures of all the people who have taken time to dress up for our event. And we'll be announcing that the 10-minute blasting winner, you'll get 10 minutes of blasting with me towards the end of the call. Today we have a super fun topic. We're going to be looking at orcs and dwarfs and wizards and things like that. And we may be assembling more as we go, just for fun, looking at what category of alien they're in, and learning a little bit more about them as we clear our right, permission, and ability to have fun and to celebrate and to attend events. If you want to start chopping right now with the chart is all about removing isolation and being able to go and have some fun. You could start chopping right now. We're going to start our traditional way, of course, with a prayer and our love, wisdom, affirmation, and a song. And then we're going to go into some fun. Okay, so here we go. Welcome everybody to the call. Yeah, that's it. Mother, Father, God, angels, golden legions, guides, gods, goddesses, saints, and sages of the greater and lesser traditions, Jesus and Mary, we thank you so much for your presence on this call and for helping us to clear away that would prevents us from being connected with others and having fun. We thank you for the knowledge, the information, the wisdom coming through, and more importantly, for permission, right, and ability to have fun, to go to parties, to be present in the world, and to remove the isolation from our space. We thank you for the food that we eat, the nutrition that we feed our brains and our bodies. We thank you for the water we drink, the air we breathe. We thank you for vacation time and our families, our friends, for the people who love us and who we love. We thank you for our community and for this wonderful 2 hours together of just having some fun. Thank you for your presence, and we ask that you hold the space for us to have a wonderful, safe, fun, clearing time together. Amen. I am free to live a life of spiritual freedom and full self-expression, liberated in love, gratitude, and mastery in this body here and now. My spirit is limitless. I'm responsible for any limits I experience in this body. I have complete access to the divine through prayer and contemplation to release myself from any human bonds I've worn as spiritual clothing that no longer resonate with my essence. Soft the night and sweet the spirit, gentle voices call our song. We are magic, we are wonder, when we live beyond the veil. Humankind, please raise your thoughts, bring a plane of peace and love. We, the guardians of the pilgrims, we, the authors of the play. Okay, so we're going to start with our party clearing chart. And before we do that, let's just see if anybody's sent in there. Oh, no, nothing's come in yet. So we're looking for images. I've got a blank screen so far on images for dressed up for the party. So if you've dressed up, send us a picture. We want to see it. And here is our clearing chart for today. Right permission and ability to have fun, to attend parties and gatherings with the specific intent of making joyous, loving, playful connection, feeling free and happy to be with others in a playful, celebratory environment, to not sponge, empathize, or magnetize any negative spiritual interferences to me. Also to be free to be a non-matcher to problem energy. Just to go, enjoy myself, have fun, come home uplifted, happy, relaxed, and better for having felt the love, the joy, the celebration, and communion, removing altering, apathetic, cruel, delusion, dominating, intertwined, and parasitical. And then let's see if we can move this up so we get this a little more on the page. Let's see. Maybe. No, it's not going to let me do it. Okay, that's all right. Okay, so the areas we're clearing today: matter, genesis, and amplification. And you're doing chopping. Here you go. And then there's quite a bit in programs. And then I went through the entitlements also. So birth family entitlements, soul family entitlements, soul family spousal entitlements, teachers from past life entitlements, up to 15 lifetimes back, and religious entitlements, like being a monk or a nun and having to behave in a particular, construct where you weren't able to have fun or enjoy. Then in the emotions and mental, we have a pretty significant list here. I think projection of isolation is one of them. You're going to see isolation in different ways here. So we're clearing isolation for you. And then there are definitely some anchors here, spiritual interferences, and a lot of things in the last transmissions, waves, and frequencies column. I'll put this in the chat box so you have it in the chat box as well. We're going to be doing chopping for clearing on this chart of just really being able to enjoy yourself, go out, be out and about, actually attend parties in more fun, in a way where it's more fun for you. Okay, and I'm going to say good morning to people. So good morning to Hope, Jean, Nettie, Paula, Albert, Kathy, Mina, Dale, Hilda, Cheryl, Julie Bot, Boo, Jen, Karen, Martha, Cindy, Johanna, Karen, Solisa, happy Halloween and a beautiful day, and happy Halloween from Jen. Martha, is it true that Irish started Halloween, called it by another name? Did the Irish start it? I don't know. There's all different versions of Halloween. There's All Saints Day. There's the Day of the Dead. There's all these different celebrations that are kind of similar. So I don't know, Martha. George, good morning, fellow shamans, witches, and wizards. Well, hopefully we don't have too many of those, but happy Halloween to Ava, Nancy, Catherine, happy Halloween. Christina, wow, you look so pretty. Oh, thank you. Happy Halloween from Danny and George. Haven't been successful in downloading the photo yet. Okay, George. Anelli, Penny May. You might just send it in an email then, or if you can do a share or something. I don't know. Oh, that's what you're trying to do. I'm sorry. Um, what an amazing look. Oh, okay. Thank you, Hilda. Good morning from Anne and Christina. What is the point of Halloween? I don't know. It's a fun, hopefully a fun day. And that's what we're looking at here is when there is a day set up to celebrate and have fun that maybe we don't have to be too analytical about it and just enjoy ourselves. Paula, you look great, Julie. Oh, thanks. Diane, hi to all. Ilme, happy Halloween from Estonia. Kathleen Liu, good morning. Emona, happy Halloween. Raju, there's Raju, and Julie D, and George. Behind the veil. I am behind the veil. Are sudden surprises by shadows the same energies we're clearing for today? Something I've been startled by in the past, particularly when out in the dark. I'm thinking that's probably a ghost or a phantom. We're actually clearing, being able to have fun. And we are going to be looking at some of the things that movies have in them and just looking at what category they're in. But for Callie, that's it seems to me that that's a phantom for you, and you would do doorknob to clear phantom. Okay, I'm so grateful for this, working on balance wheel, and my fun point is at 0. Isolation was going to take me 9 hours. Yay, this will be faster. Oh, much faster. Yeah, I tapped into the group this morning and was thinking, do we need to do some clearing on, wizards and dwarfs and orcs? And I really got that we can look into these things. We can certainly talk about them. Do they affect humanity? But I was thinking that this was so appropriate for this group. So I think with more of a fun, playful idea, we're going to be doing this clearing chart for being able to have some fun. Lord knows we have done a lot of clearing in spiritual interferences. So we've done just a whole bunch. Shirley is hi to everyone. And John, good morning. And Beatrice, hi from Switzerland. Wonderful. Yep, I get it, George. And Zena and Ava, thank you for this. I'm a musician and play lots of rock shows and have had to be around so many icky energies. I hope this helps. Oh, I hope so too, Ava. Happy Halloween from Cali. I tend to hibernate around the holidays, so this will be interesting journey from this. Yep. It's interesting. We also do, I believe it's in the apprentice program, but we do something on gift giving, on how to give and receive gifts. By the way, I just want to come on the screen for a minute. We've had a lot of activity this month, and some of you have been so thoughtful and sent presents to Adelia for her birthday. And we will likely get our thank yous out mid-November when we get back from our vacation. It's just been chaotic. But thank you so much for all of you who sent your little presents, and we love them. We've gotten a little magazine series and numerous wonderful books, and Adelia just adores books, and a sweet little raincoat, and just many wonderful things. So thank you, thank you, thank you to everybody who has sent little princess a present. That was so kind of you. And without having other than mommy as family, you are her family, and we really appreciate that you love her and that you send her little presents. It means a lot to us. So thank you, and I apologize for our delay in getting thank you notes out. That hopefully will happen sooner than later. But we have gotten the gifts, so thank you so much. Just been so much going on right now. But we do have a how to give and receive gifts coming up too, and I think that's in the apprentice program. So, okay, so we're going to go back to the chart, and then we're going to have some fun talking about the spirits that show up in movies, the different things that show up in movies. Several Octobers can be mischievous for my family, whereby a fan will go on by itself, a glass, a door shatter for no reason. In Hawaii, these things happen all over. Can you tell me what your thoughts are on the physical interferences? That's from Hope. I think those are like mischievous spirits. It's so interesting. And yes, I can tell you a story about that that I think will be many years ago. I was very, very overtaken by spirits, especially the Zetas, but there was everything. And my house, there was spirits in the wiring, and I had the Berkeley Psychic Institute come out, and they had a team. They had like 6 people. Well, what was happening was there was a glass, not unlike this one. But it was stemmed, and the tops were being cut off and popped off into the cupboard. And what was happening is so it was like a glass cutter that went all the way around, cut the top off, and then popped it off into the cupboard. And it happened multiple times. So I asked the Berkeley Psychic Institute, this is more than 20 years ago, they came to my home. It's an apartment in San Francisco. And discovered that there were spirits that were plugging into my telepaths, and I have telepaths even in my legs, so I'm a superhuman human. And they were using my energy to cut glass. It was the most bizarre thing ever seen, and they were kind of blown away. They'd never seen it either. And then they saw spirits. They reported to me that there were spirits in the walls, and there were spirits in the wiring. And I actually moved out of that place pretty quickly after that, thinking I need to be in the suburbs. And then even in the suburbs, after a while, the energy got intense. A couple people moved into our condo complex. I lived on a condo on the freeway, but it was a sweet little complex. But the last 3 years were really a hardship for me. Several people moved in who, I don't know if they were dealing drugs or prostitution or what, but we had the police coming into our beautiful little complex pretty regularly. And I felt like walking out the door, my inside was a sanctuary, but walking out the door was kind of like knives. It was really unpleasant. So I moved completely out in the country where we have zero of that going on. So yeah, there can definitely be stuff that can plug into your energy. Telepaths are usually your sinuses. They're the woofers and tweeters in your body. So the resonators that, like for an opera singer, the opera singer can really, have this big, huge sound if they're using their chest, they're using the telepaths in the back of their head, they're using their sinuses. And in my case, I also had the telepaths running up the sides of my legs. So that if you have pain and something is happening, they're using your physical energy to make a change. They're actually using you, your body, and they're changing something in your environment. So that's pretty weird. Okay, so good question and brings up some good topics of conversation. There's also like poltergeist stuff. I think all of that has to do with when something is moving on a physical level, you want to be thinking about it's using your energy somehow, because we have a physical body, they don't. And so they're going to need something tapped into in this dimension in a physical form that has a way to move energy, which of course our bodies have many ways to move energy. So that would be where we'd be looking at when we're looking at that. Okay. I'm just going to check here and see if any pictures have come in yet. Okay, I'm going to refresh the screen here and see. Do we have? Oh, we're getting some pictures. All right. Wow. Wow. There's Mary Poppins. And okay, the only thing is, I wonder if we can make the images bigger, because these are going to be pretty hard to see. This is very, very wonderful. I'm loving it. Okay, let's see if I make them like that. Maybe it gets, I'm going to share. We've got pictures coming in. And okay, that's great. Let's see. We can turn that off. Okay, so Avalia and Dale. There's Dale as Mary Poppins. And let's see if I wonder if I click on them if they show bigger. Oh my goodness, that is adorable. I love it. Oh wow, look at Mary Poppins. Oh my gosh, is that Flo, the waitress? Oh my goodness. Adelia and Julie, look at that. Happy Halloween. I love this. I don't know who this is. Who is this? Oh, this is Paula. Oh, Paula, that's so cute. Oh my gosh, look at that. Rebecca. Wow, amazing. That's our Rebecca. Oh my gosh. I can't even recognize you, Rebecca. Wow, amazing. Wow. Okay, so thank you. Keep sending pictures in. I don't know how we'll do a little vote for the best or something, but that's really, really nice. I love it. Okay, so we are up to fun today. We're going to end about 2 minutes before the time today. We're going to just slightly, a lot of times we go over. The traffic is a little heavy, and Adelia is in a Halloween parade at 12:15, so Mama cannot be late. So we're going to finish just a tiny bit early today so that I can make sure that I see my daughter in the Halloween parade. So I'm just letting you know in advance. We typically are always going 10 minutes over, and today we're going to just end a little tiny bit early so I can make it on time to her parade. Okay. All right. So lots of comments coming in. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to put the chart back up. Should we? I'm thinking that we could go into a little conversation because I said we were going to. So everybody's going to chop. We're going to chop for about 70 minutes, and that will get us through the chart with my blasting. So 70 minutes. Oh, okay. So that's going to be about 11:40. We should be finished with the chart. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the things that I started picking out. There it is. Okay. About this and what we have in aliens. So this was orcs. And in the alien categories, we have reptilian, reptoid, serpent, snake, amphibian, synthetic, hybrid, arachnoid, and humanoid. And so we'll go through the ones that I picked and we'll do some other ones too. It'll just be kind of fun. And we'll look at what they are. So this orc is a picture from Lord of the Rings. And it's said to have been a tortured elf. But in actuality, it's likely some part of elf and some part of something else. Synthetic is a combination of a few different things that are blended together, kind of like a Frankenstein in a way, synthetics are. So there are a couple different things pieced together. And so there's a lot of legend that J.R. Tolkien developed when he wrote the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit. So that, but it comes from orc stuff, orc legendary. It comes from something that's true, given that there is something orc-like. And then if we were to look at, is orc on our chart? It actually is. 12. It's a type 12. So let's see if I can find it, identify what it is here. I don't know if it is on our chart, but it could be on our chart. And does it bother humans? No, this does not bother humans. Okay, so this is not one. This is more like a Hollywood legend. Okay, so probably I get a no, that it doesn't need to be on our chart. It doesn't bother humans. Okay, and then the next would be wizard. And again, this was from Lord of the Rings. That was their head wizard. Humanoid alien. This particular one looks like a tall white. And a tall white alien, they have been known to and seen on planet Earth. Tall whites are somewhere between 9 and 10 feet tall in full maturity, and they live 8 to 900 years. They grow to like 7 feet tall, and then when they're 400 or 500 years old, they start growing again. And eventually they grow, their body grows too big for their organ capacity because the organs don't keep up with their growth. So they die really of organ failure because their body just continues to get taller. But they live hundreds of years. And something we should be doing is living hundreds of years and having our regeneration working perfectly. We don't need to grow taller. But anyway, I looked at some of the wizard legends, in movies, and a lot of the wizards are these tall, white-looking beings. And let me see. I might be able to pull up an image of a tall white because I did find them. Let's see. I did find them when I was looking for them before. Let's see. I just have to put image there. I got articles that came up instead of. Nope. Okay, that's okay. In any case, you could probably find an image of a tall white. They're going to look pretty similar to this fella, and they look human. They definitely do. They're just a lot taller. Actually, even I watched a video on this a couple months ago and saw that they interact with the government. So the tall whites are interacting with like SETI and that kind of stuff. And then I was thinking, since I was thinking about Lord of the Rings, there's the elves, and that's a unique race not considered human. But they are this way that they are. These are considered in the angelic category. So there are a few on Earth currently. They don't interact with humans for the most part. So they're kind of evolved. The legends are that they are very highly evolved, beautiful beings of light. So if they had an influence, it would probably be a very positive influence. Again, Lord of the Rings, they had skill in battle if they needed to battle, but that was, something that they did in a particular way. And I don't think they're a warring race particularly. They're more of a race that enjoys beauty and art and science and culture and nature. And then dwarf, and a dwarf is not considered human or humanoid. It is considered alien. And there are dwarfs that live on planet Earth. This is again from Lord of the Rings. And then let's look in our categories of alien and find out which they'd be most. Huh, interesting. So dwarfs could go into the category of arachnoid humanoids, so a kind of a blend. I wonder about that. So there probably was a blending at one point, and they do maybe the arachnoid, the underground thing with the spider thing. They do live underground, so maybe that would be part of it. And dwarfs are on our chart, and they do sometimes trouble humans. So we definitely do clearings on dwarfs when we do our freedom from spiritual interferences classes. This one was particularly, Keeley was particularly lovely. He fell in love with an elf, and he was a particularly sweet fellow. So in the story, you would really think that he was, he was very wonderful. But this is from Harry Potter and the creation of the big spider, the arachnoid from Harry Potter. Arachnoid. And it's of course fantasy, but that would be one of our types of alien. So yeah, that's interesting. And I see that dwarf mostly falls into the category of arachnoid, which is really interesting. So somehow they have, in our imagination anyway, they have more of a human look than a spider look. And then serpent, there was this giant serpent. So we have snake and we have serpent. And there was this, if you remember the Harry Potter stories, there was a giant serpent that Harry Potter had to fight off. It's just very huge. So this is the mouth of the serpent right here. And Harry Potter is battling with this serpent, this big head of a serpent. So yeah, reptilian, reptoid. I was thinking that some of the older films, and actually I think Star Trek, you're going to see some of the reptilian looking creatures on Star Trek. And then synthetics are a blend of different races, different beings, different, animal and intelligent being. Hybrid is an advanced, like super duper race that maybe they've really worked on the hybrid version of themselves. So that's what that is. Okay. So those were a few things that I pulled off the internet that I thought were. And if you're curious about some of the Hollywood stuff, you could put that in the chat box. I'm going to put the chart back up. We're going to keep working on the chart. There it is. Okay. And I will go back to comments. And again, we're doing chopping. Everyone, we've been on the chart before, so, and the chart is up in the chat. Okay, so chopping for everyone. Okay. Yeah, I'm guessing a lot. Mina said I find it difficult to really have fun, so I appreciate this. I think a lot of people do. I think, for me too, just having full permission to go and have fun and be part of things and not feel like you're an outsider or you have to stay isolated or you don't fit in somehow. So I think this is going to really be nice. Carol says, Happy Halloween. Cheryl, I missed Adelia's beautiful smile in class. Sing Adelia's. Well, over the holidays, she's off for 3 weeks, so she'll probably, we have some classes. You'll see her some. From Diane, who is sadly late to class. Okay. And there's Sadia. And I hope you can feel the energy of the land when, where there was an ancient battleground. Oh, you can feel the energy of the land where there was an ancient battleground, just moved from that area to a more neutral area, but felt it in new place this month. How can I protect myself and family from that energy? Yeah, I think that you want to just override that, or even just clear that from your space. The house, you can do a house grounding by pulling the 8 corners, the roof corners, and then the foundational corners with a line of energy to the center of the house, and then grounding it down to the center of the earth, and really clearing off any energies that you wouldn't want in the house, so that the house is pure and grounded. And then you can set the rooms at different colors, so you can clear the rooms. You can actually even clear old furniture so it doesn't have negative energy on it. Hi to Sadia from Canada. Good. Do we become impervious to our energy being used? I think that we were kind of looking at that in Sleep Invaders, and that was a little bit shocking to see how many spiritual interferences are taking our energy and using our energy. But no, I think that the more you clear, the more you are yourself, and the less you are other things, and you become more sensitive and aware to what's not you, and you can say, boy, that's really not me. Love Rebecca. Love, everybody's loving the pictures. Thank you so much. I'm going to check and see, did we get some new pictures? Did any more pictures come in? Let's see, I'm going to refresh my screen. Okay, I don't see any new pictures. So come on, you guys. There's got to be more than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 140. Come on. Let's see if we can get a few more people up there. Or is that it? Did we get the 5 people? Okay. I have bed bugs biting me and have never had bed bugs before in my life. Plus, there are people in the house that are only biting me. That sounds unpleasant, Sadia. I don't know. If it comes to bed bugs, I think you have to, you can do a clearing on the bed, but I think you're going to have to probably use either some chemical or just get a new bed too. I don't know once they're in the bed if you can get them out. We have night marchers here in Hawaii. They are tall and walk a specific path on the island and have been seen. Interesting. I am Lucille Ball in the red wig. She made people laugh. Oh, yes. I love it, Nettie. I get it. You're Lucille. I get it. It's wonderful. Cheryl, I used to have nightmares when I was around 10-year-old, and these tall, white-looking beings were all around me. Pretty scary at the time. By the way, on the tall whites, they're also equally afraid of us. So there's a few of them on the planet. They're exploring the planet. They're doing stuff, but they're scared of us too. So they don't show up very often on our chart. Once in a blue moon, they do show up once in a blue moon though, so they are on our chart. But just know they're probably equally scared to you. If you're picking up on a fear energy coming from something that doesn't look like it belongs in the space, it might be afraid too. And so I can walk in nature. I can walk up to a rattlesnake and it isn't going to bite me or strike. I can walk up to a buffalo and it isn't going to charge. I can walk up to a bear and it isn't going to growl. As a matter of fact, unless I'm ready to step on somebody, I'm pretty much a friendly being that they don't seem to notice. They're aware that I'm there. I had a rattlesnake I was almost stepping on, and it said, hey, it just went, shh, don't step on me. But it wasn't looking angry or mad, and it sat there for a few minutes. I sang "O Little Town of Bethlehem" to it, and it went down the hill and let me walk the path. So I think, I know at my daughter Britta, when I took her to Yellowstone when she was 11. And I was doing a meditation walk, and she just thought, Mom, you are so weird. Just get away from me. And I said, okay, well, you can just stay right here. There was a nice place to sit and to observe. There was like benches. And I said, I'm going to walk. You're going to be able to see me the whole time. I'm going to make that loop and I'm going to come back. So if you don't want to walk with your goofy mom, that's okay. And I did a meditation where I was breathing and I was that I think was, I don't know, 32, maybe 31 or 32. And I was walking and apparently I walked up to a bison, a buffalo, one of those gigantic creatures. And there were warning signs, don't walk up to the buffalo. But I wasn't walking towards the buffalo. I didn't even see him. My daughter yelled at me afterwards. And she said, Mom, there's signs everywhere. Why did you walk up to the buffalo? And I said, well, I wasn't walking to the buffalo. I was doing my meditation. I was connecting with God. I was breathing in and out, and I was being one with the earth. And the only thing that was coming off of me was peace. I was just like radiating this beautiful feeling of peace. And I don't know if my daughter got it, but some crazy lady ran up to me and had her camera and said, oh my God, well, you got up to him. I can do it too. And she went charging towards the buffalo. I'm sure she had problems. I don't think that was a good idea. But it was a very different thing. If you're one with nature and you don't have fear arising, you can walk up to a bobcat, which I have. You can walk up to a snake or a buffalo or a bear, which I've walked up to all of them. And they seemingly understand that you are not a threat. You're not afraid of them. It's the fear energy that they pick up on that they think, uh-oh, something's afraid and it might go into attack mode. So I might need to run away or I might need to attack. Based on the animal, it'll have a different response. We had a possum. A possum came in to my home when I was really ill years ago. I had my condo door open and a possum came in, and it sat on this beautiful dry sink right next to my head. I was sleeping and it watched me while I was sleeping. And then I ushered it out. And people say that possums are really fierce and dangerous. This possum was not fierce and dangerous. It was watching me sleep and then it left the house. I mean, I had to scoot it because it went behind the harp and I was like, oh, good grief. I had a deer try and come into my house. I had birds come into my house. That was a little condo on the freeway. And the animals felt like this is a friendly house that they wanted to come into, which isn't necessarily the best thing to do. We do occasionally have birds come in here into this house, but I've really tried to keep the wildlife outside. But I think when you think about that, people, beings, aliens, humanoids, animals, everyone can pick up in their aura or in their field, they can pick up on fear energy in whatever way they have it. If they have sonar or whatever, however they're sensitive, they're going to be able to sense fear. And so when you remove the aspect or element of fear and you become discerning, but not fearful. So discerning, not fearful means thoughtful. It's not really neutral because it's more fueled with love than neutrality. So where you feel connected with the divine and with the earth, that can really, really help you. Now, I'm not saying, I mean, if you're meeting a tall white in person and they're on a path or they're walking in Hawaii and you see them, you may or may not think about, does this feel like a time to interact with these beings, or does it feel like a time of they're making their walk? It's their sacred little journey that they do. I'm not going to interrupt them. Like I'm just going to let them do their thing and I'm going to do my thing. And we can cohabitate here together. So I do know there are many sentient beings who are not human. I mean, the humans run the earth. We own the earth. We are the physical beings who are on the planet. But we have many other beings who join us on this planet. And we don't necessarily need to be afraid of them. You know, you can check and see if they're dangerous. Okay, thanks. You can check and see if they're dangerous, or do you feel like there's something of danger coming from them? But maybe it's okay to just acknowledge, I'm aware that you're here, and I don't need to interact with you, or I do need to interact with you, or I would like you not to walk through my living room every night. That you could do. Or you can do clearings. If it's phantoms, we have clearings on how to clear phantoms in our classes. So just know that the energy that you're putting out is going to be sending signals. And if you want to send signals that don't magnetize or pull negativity towards you, I want to encourage you to stay in that grounded, connected space of love and in safety. So you almost become invisible because you're not in. Remember that fear is an extremely low emotion. Even when we talk about going to a party, fear is a very, very low kind of emotion. And you bring fear in, and probably not going to attract such nice people or nice energies. So you really want to be thinking about calm and love, and how can I contribute to others while I'm here, or I'm ready for fun. I've brought a game with me, or I've memorized some jokes to share with people, or somehow I've brought a gift for the hostess. I've whatever, just reminding you that you set the tone. Your field sets the tone for how things come towards you. Okay, we've got a couple more pictures here. Oh my goodness. Look at this girl. Catherine. Oh my gosh. That is gorgeous. I love it. Oh, and I love the purple hair. Oh my gosh. Yay. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Is this Vanessa? Oh my beautiful, beautiful girl. You are so pretty. Wow. I love it. Okay. Staff, save the chat box for me, please. It's a little confusing with being into this browser rather than the other. So just save the chat box for me. So I accidentally touched the wrong thing. And so I shut off my chat box. So guys, if you put things in that you'd like me to see, my chat box cleared when I touched the wrong button. So please give me back anything that you need me to see or want me to see. It's the first time I'm trying this out. I thought this would be perfect for this event. There we go. Oh, I like that even better. So, so go ahead and just write into the chat box if you had something you wanted me to see. Wonderful pictures. Yay. Yeah. Okay, and we're continuing to clear on the clearing chart. We're about 52% clear on the chart. Yay. Yeah, Vanessa, very beautiful. Both of you. Oh my gosh, all seven of you. My goodness. I am super, super impressed. That was so wonderful. Mm, lemon water. I'm having ginger and lemon tea. A little under the weather. Excuse me. Yeah, for Rebecca, I blew it. I touched the wrong button. So I could see what I did immediately after I did it. So I'm sorry. I did the wrong thing. But you can just save the chat for me. That would be good, and then I can see. But otherwise, please, if you had something in there you really wanted me to see, I can't scroll back anymore. Karen, it might be allergies. I don't know for sure. I mean, we're focused on something different right now, so that would be a different topic. By being more cleared of invaders, etc., the more sensitive, the better we're able to reclaim greater truth. Is that the way it works? Or a way of picturing in being impacted by others. Well, on the what I was saying, Callie, about that was that the more clear you are, the immediately you feel like, boy, this isn't me. I had something funny happen with my knees yesterday where they were just burning. I was like, what the heck? My knees feel good all the time. And I could immediately see that something had affected me and that I could immediately clear it. I could say, "Boy, this just isn't me. It doesn't have anything to do with me." And I could clear it. So knowing that my knees remain free and clear and they feel good, not being able to bend them and having them burn, that would mean that's not me. That's not, oh, now something happened to my knees. No, no, that's not me. And if you refuse it, if you don't start saying my knees are burning, you can say, what the heck is that energy? That's not my knees. My knees feel good all the time. So in that way, you can feel things, you can sense things, you can be aware of things because your body is free and clear. Oh, and there was a comment from Karen about feeling uncomfortable with people drinking and the energy feels uncomfortable. And my suggestion is, and it may be, if the party is about drinking and if that's the mission, then it's probably not going to be that fun. But I go to events where people are drinking and I carry a glass of either something that looks like a drink, like water with a lemon in it or something, or a quarter of a glass of wine that I don't really have. I just carry it around with me, and I I have a great time. So I think you have to be willing to not make other people wrong for the way that they're having fun, and then notice that there are also other people attending who are maybe just having a sip every once in a while, who, they're the designated drivers and they're not drinking up a storm. They're just having fun. They're just there. But there's also other things that you can do that aren't just, depends on who your who your crowd is, because there's fun stuff going on in the symphony and the ballet and the theater, and there's fun stuff going on in the community. For example, we have numerous community events going on in our little community center just at the bottom of the hill, so like a mile and a half away from us. They're going to have like a big Thanksgiving dinner. No alcohol involved in that big Thanksgiving dinner, and 300 or 400 people in the community. Adelia and I will go and enjoy visiting with our neighbors and have a Thanksgiving community dinner. There's tons of stuff like that going on where drinking and drugs and things like that aren't any part of it. So I think, but I also think when you make a decision to have a particular lifestyle, it's really good not to make others wrong. So you can't, so just because you've made the decision, you have to really be okay that other people have made a different decision and they may at some point change their mind and do something different, or they may not. But they're not wrong for their choice. They're just having their life the way they know they can have it right now, and they don't know another way yet. Oh, that's nice, Kelly. Thank you. Kelly says, I really appreciate your shares with us on the energy between you and other creatures, etc. It reminds me of this past weekend, which was about being conscious in being present with energies between us and horses. It is amazing to witness transparency. It gave me a greater appreciation of being fully present as a way of being no matter what. Thanks for sharing and not giving us these and giving us these reminders. I think and giving us reminders. Thank you. You're welcome. Cold spot is a portal. I don't think so. Cold spots and hot spots and spots that feel wet are related to some little bit of nerve activity that's not wired properly. That's related to a nerve. I don't see a portal there, Cheryl. Okay, so I answered that one. I've heard you say this before. So on my hikes, walks, when I see dogs barking and being aggressive, protecting their property, I bless them and tell them what a wonderful job they are doing and that they are in their right frequency. They always stop barking and look at me. This is with my own dog who walks with me. It's so cool. Beautiful. That's right. And that's it, because you're validating that they're doing what they're supposed to do. My dog has been right by my side this month. I picked up on his protecting me, maybe from these mischievous energies. That could be. Also just love, feeling like you need the support right now. So once you recognize something that you want to clear, can you pump it out? Potentially, yes. I mean, we go through the year teaching all the different things. But Julie D, in the first recognition of this is not me, you can say this is not me for 5 minutes. A lot of times it just leaves because it doesn't have anything to do with you. It really is just trying to make a place in you. This is not me, so many of you use. And really it's when a sudden onset of something comes on and it's not you, a headache, pain in somewhere. And you can just notice, wow, that's crazy. That's not me. And then you can go into this is not me, like I did with my knees. My knees feel great all the time. And you can do that for 5 minutes. A lot of times it clears without any pumping, even just by the words. Because you're refusing it. You're not saying this is me and then having to pump against something. You're refusing it by saying this isn't me. I grew up playing with fairies and having dwarfs around the house. And we used to give them fabrics, needles, thread, and they used to make their own curtains and help out with the animals. Imona, how wonderful. And you're welcome to Karen. I've been doing that's not me on whenever I feel a cold sore starting up, and it has always gone away. As a child, I used to say that's not me whenever I had headaches or stated started to get depressed, but I didn't realize at the time I could have used it on all pain. Exactly, Anne. Wonderful. If there's numbness in an area, is that nerve as well? Definitely. Thank you for your feedback. You're welcome. Is it true that the veil is thinner during Halloween? Well, Ava, it reads when I muscle test 8% true, so maybe a tiny bit true. There are specific cycles, but I would say Halloween is not related to like a moon cycle. And I would say that there are specific moon cycles and astrological cycles where the veil is thinner more than October 31st. October 31st is kind of a calendar day. It doesn't really relate to some of the larger activities. It's autumn, but it's like part of that cycle that we designate. So maybe because of group agreement and group mind, it might be, but that would probably be it. Yeah, that's crop. Yep. So that's Hope is saying that works for her really well. And Nancy, great help for the knees. I had so much to do trouble with both of my knees. Okay. And also, I want to just suggest that knees are very, very responsive to eating like gluten and sugar and dairy. So you might experiment by just taking them out of your diet for 30 days and seeing if your knees transform just by removing those things. If we have fear coming up, like when an animal is timid or unsettled, what could that be associated with, or opportunity is there for transforming? Um, I'm just thinking that you need to stay grounded and in your own space. You could pull your aura and your energy back and understand that if something's feeling timid or scared, it's feeling timid or scared because perhaps from your presence. And so by pulling your aura back, that might calm the animal. You might also just give the animal more space, just you have a right to be here. And I realize I'm walking through a space that feels more like your place. So I'm going to do it really gently. And, I don't want anything from you, just that kind of attitude. I love you. You're beautiful. I appreciate who you are. And I'm not going to touch you or reach out to you or, I think it's so interesting because I've just been trying to figure that out with my little girl who's in toddler mode, and she does a few things in the brain. So some of the things that would be natural to children, she does something different. And one of the things I've been doing with her as an experiment is when I come to see her, like in daycare or at school, when I come to get her, she she drops or she runs away. She doesn't hug me. She does something avoidant and runs away. And she's showing off a bit, or she hits somebody, or she does something um, because it's some cross wiring in her brain. So I've been thinking, how do I help her out of that? And we've done a lot. She's doing really, really good. It's really amazing how much she's doing good. And so it's also about me trying to figure out how do I reach her in a way that works so that she wants to come running to me. So what I've been doing the last week is I've been getting down on my knees and just kind of like I'm at her level because she's about as tall as I am if I'm not standing, if I'm on my knees. And then I just go, hi, honey. I love you so much. You have a hug from mommy? And she still runs around a little bit, but she does come over and hug me if I get down to her level. And something shifts for her where I meet her in a place where it's not mommy just coming in, mommy's coming in, and we have to get in the car. It's mommy coming in and waiting for me till I'm ready to come and give her a hug. Mommy's not getting impatient with me. There's some bigger level of allowing her to work out whatever it is that's going on with her. So I would think that would be that way also with animals if it were your animal and the animal were feeling timid. So I would think that that would also work, is just being very calm and not wanting something. I think it's when things get challenged, it's when we want something, we want a particular behavior, and then the animal or the child or whatever starts being more assertive or aggressive or timid or fearful or whatever it is that they're going into. So I think asking, continuing to ask. I don't know that that's the full solution. I haven't found the full solution for her yet, but I continue, and it might be just her healing, her being able to find that place where she feels really safe. And the first thing she does want to do when she sees me is give me a hug. But she loves school. And so the first thing that she wants to do right now when she sees me is show off. She wants to run out to the roller coaster and have me watch her and cheer her on the roller coaster. And if I can get that's what she's been doing for the last couple hours, and she wants to show off, and she wants mommy to cheer her on and say, "You're doing a wonderful job," then that's okay too, because she's in her element right there. She loves where she is, and she wants to show mommy that she's having fun. So I'm hoping that helps with the animal question. Okay, we're 73% on the chart. Okay, let's see here. That's interesting, Karen. That's probably a spiritual interference that's causing the mind to wander. Mina's leg is getting warm and swollen from the chopping. Is it from the chopping? No, it's not from the chopping. I think maybe Mina, just get up and move around, and I just want you to have a kind of just some movement. I actually don't think it's from the chopping. I think it's just you're sitting in a position that's making the leg warm up. Which reminds me, why don't we take just a very short couple-minute break, get some fresh air, get a glass of water. We'll take a 5-minute break, and we'll be back in 5 minutes. But keep chopping. You're welcome to keep chopping, and we'll keep going. This is lots of fun. Yay. So we'll just take a quick 5-minute break. All right, I am back, and we've continuing to chop and have this wonderful conversation. Yeah, I think it would be really fun if we did a little bit of singing. Um, I don't know if any of my songs are particularly uh, Halloweeny songs. Let's see. I think we could sing the Stones. I think that would be fun. Should we sing the Stones? Let me see if I can pull that up. Let's see. There it is. What would a party be like without singing the Stones? Gotta do that. Okay. The stones they are a-calling me, echoing through an eternity, calling out to set us free, the power of the stones. At dawn I walked in a circle of stones, a solar temple to me yet unknown, till by the strength of first morning light shone the power of the Stonehenge stones. They grounded the energy of this place and held us together in loving embrace, while beings of light danced above the space, bestowing on us their wisdom and grace. The stones they are a-calling me, echoing through an eternity, calling out to set us free, the power of the stones. The Avebury stones were laughing at me, taunting me, tempting me, dancing with glee. Playful stones make love to me in the circle of the stones. The stones they are a-calling me, echoing through an eternity, calling out to set us free, the power of the stones. The heavenly chambers from days of old, New Grange stones were a circle to behold. I touched my forehead to the rock. Oops! I knelt in prayerful reverence for the power of the basin stone. I touched my forehead to the rock. It filled me with bright light and talk of the ancient people and their ways and the spirals of the stones. The stones they are a-calling me, echoing through an eternity, calling out to set us free, the power of the stones. Stones are everywhere we look, medicine wheels and monolithic books. The wisdom of the circle flows in the temple of the stones. Okay, so we are singing for Sarah. Sarah says, I don't know what's happening. I went to a class on orcs, dwarfs, and wizards, and I don't understand the class. So Sarah's probably newer to the class. We did actually have a little conversation about some of cinematography and some of the truth around it, what are orcs, dwarfs, and wizards, and a few other things we talked about. If you remember, they were up on the slide, in the slides. But this isn't a clearing class on spiritual interferences. And it wasn't written up as a clearing class on spiritual interference. It's more of kind of a fun class. This is our one community class during the year that's more playful and more celebratory. So we're doing a clearing, and Sarah, I checked in with people. Did they need a clearing on dwarfs, orcs, and wizards? And that is not what I got this morning. I got that the best clearing for the group would be a clearing on being able to go to a party or go to a celebration and have fun. And so we have a conversation on spiritual interferences. If you'd like to talk more about, or you have a question about orcs that I didn't already cover, or dwarfs, or wizards, or some of the other things we talked about, you are welcome to ask that question. And we do have classes, though, that are many, many hours long on clearing spiritual interferences. So if you wanted more information, I'm happy to give you more. I'm just following my own guidance on what would be fun for a Halloween celebration. So Sarah, I want you to be happy, so you let me know what you need. First training, I'm confused about why nothing is happening but light conversations. Is this to benefit to me if I don't understand and am not chopping? Sarah needs, okay, so Sarah is first class, first time. Okay. So let's help everyone. So Sarah, our community class is about full self-expression and growing together. And there are some pretty heavy topics and there are some lighter topics. This is the one class out of the 12 months that's more of a party celebration fun class, where it's not a deep training class about orcs and dwarfs and wizards. We're not going to like do a mapping of orcs and dwarfs and wizards and then clear them. That isn't what the topic is. But in getting ready for the holidays and things coming up, and being able to enjoy your life, go to parties, go to celebrations, and feel like you fit in and belong, we're doing a clearing on that. And we have had a light conversation because this is the one of 12 months. This is that conversation. This is what we're doing this month. Coming up, I think the next one we have is a pretty big topic, healthy, juicy sex. And we'll be doing some clearings around sexuality, and it should be really fun. But each month we do something different, and we do it in a different variety. But today is a playful holiday. And maybe it just helps everyone that I explain this. One of the things that people often find is that they're frightened of ghosts or orcs or dwarfs or demons or whatever. And what I want you to know is that you have the power. You have the power because you have the body. And so as we release and clear and remove things that are not us, we become more and more powerful on the planet and unstoppable. So just know, I'm very glad you're here, Sarah. I'm sorry that you feel like it's light. It is actually light. You're noticing it's light because it is a light training. I can go through some of the details for you of the chart. If you'd like to understand why we're clearing, what we're clearing, I can do that. But this is not meant to be a heavy, serious class about dwarfs. It wasn't my plan. Yeah. I don't particularly go to scary movies, but I do like fantasy and legends and things like that. That's why I showed you Lord of the Ring and Harry Potter because I enjoy those that version. Let's see. Okay, so far we have 7 contestants, actually 6, of course, because Rebecca looks adorable, but she can't compete because she's one of our team members, but she does look incredibly adorable. Okay, so we have the contest going on, and if you still want to get in on the contest, you have to enter now, please. Don't wait any longer. We need to see your face. Okay, so for Sarah, this is what a chart looks like in our academy. And a chart has, I'm just going to do a few minutes of explanation for her so she feels like, and all of you will benefit from this, that she knows what's going on. So, Halloween fun chart, this whole permission statement is right permission and ability, and then all the things that we wanted to work on. And then it's removing the nature of the problem, which is altering, apathetic, cruel, delusion, dominating, intertwined, and parasitical. And so this is an ongoing challenge for people to attend parties, to feel like they're having fun, to really avoid, when you go out, avoid being magnetic to negative spirits and interferences, and not match people, not like empathize people's problems. And so you come home and you feel exhausted and worn out. The areas of the blueprint, matter is the physical body, and then Genesis, the really being able to grow new cells or new life, or Genesis also can have to do with being happy. And then amplification is the law of attraction field. So magnetizing things to you that you wouldn't want magnetized to you. Now, we're always going to keep the energy high frequency. And so singing is part of what we do. And that raises the energy and the clearings happen faster. If you look here, we just aren't talking about them. But if you look in the spiritual interference, you're going to see reticulin, aliens, spiders, burrower, dwarf. We're clearing all of this in relationship to you having fun. And so a dragon is there, and cross-dimensional demons and synthetics. And we did talk a little bit about that. But as you can see, we're actually, for the 140 of you that are attending this class, we're doing a clearing on these spiritual interferences, and then these transmissions, waves, and frequencies. And I create the chart about an hour before the class starts so that we get all of the students' issues captured. And then and so I go through and I find everything that's a problem for everybody. And then we work on a chart. And typically we're working on one chart each class. Sometimes it's a longer chart, like our statement is pretty long. It's 4 sentences long, the upper statement. So it could have been divided into a couple charts, but we're doing one chart. And then entitlements are things that override. So in addition to spiritual interferences, waves, transmissions, and frequencies, entitlements are things that override your right, permission, and ability to enjoy yourself or have fun or anything. So there are 12 entitlements, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that I've added here that were clearly challenges for people in the class. So hopefully that helps you. We're keeping the energy light, we're having fun, and we're clearing away of the problem of being able to attend a party and have fun. It's interesting to learn of how orcs, dwarfs, etc., can have a bearing on our social life. Yeah. Well, and that's, oh, and we should take the 5-minute break off there. Um, Probably not very much because all of these really don't interact very much with humans. Dwarfs do. And dwarfs, if they're a problem, I can say, let's see, for the 140 students in the class on dwarfs, how many have the dwarf problem? 6 of you have the dwarf problem. So not very many. I'm really, it affects just a few people. And on wizards, how many of you have a problem with wizards in the 140 of you that are here? 3. 3 of you have a problem with wizards. And then how many of you have a problem with orcs? 2. So if you can see that we're clearing a bigger chart that has more on it than orcs, dwarfs, and wizards, reptoids, um, angels, the angel of death, the phantom, the walk-ins, human spirit ghost, morality enforcer, a reptilian vril. So we're doing a much bigger clear out than dwarfs, orcs, and wizards. And the reason that I had picked that as the title was that we would have some fun conversation about Hollywood and what Hollywood is doing with the scaries, the scary critters. So that's how I chose that title. But just know that that's in general not a big problem for most of you. And even there are a few people who are definitely affected by dwarfs. There's a couple of you that it was passed down from your family line, but that's a very small number, and we're doing a clearing here. Well, that would be nice, Julie Bot. Yeah, tall whites don't affect very many people, Julie Bot. So it's a they're in general they can also have a very positive effect. So there's some of these, or at least they're more curious than harmful for the most part. Okay, George. Well, I talked about orcs at the beginning of the class, and I put up a slide and talked about them. They're synthetic. They're a blend between um, a very damaged elf and something else. So they're part of Lord of the Rings, and we talked about that at the beginning. Huh. Replay. Okay. But hopefully you can hear, you're using the phone to hear my voice. I'm hoping you are. Or maybe you just came on late. I'm not sure. That's right, Martha. That is exactly true. That entitlements override your right, permission, and ability. And that's why we're really working on entitlements right now. By the way, would you guys like a little extra for Halloween? A discount for the upcoming class on entitlements, if you'd like. Um, why don't we put that discount link up that we had just for our clearing 100% clear class? Why don't we give that to everybody as a special little Halloween surprise so that you can all get a nice discount on the entitlements class that'll be coming up in 2 weeks. So that'll be happy Halloween. Yay. Okay. And I think there might have been one more entry. So let me check and see. Refresh and see. Huh, there has been one more entry. Look, it's Jack and the Beanstalk, I think. Let's see. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to make it bigger so I can tell, but it looks a little bit like Jack and the Beanstalk. Might be somebody else. I got to see it up close. Gosh, that is adorable. That's Callie. Callie are you Jack and the Beanstalk? Is adorable. Very, very sweet. I love it. Look at that outfit. That's fantastic. Let's look at all the outfits one more time. Oops. Let's see what I'm tempted to do here. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we've got Avalia. So beautiful. And Callie. And Dale. And Dale, you totally look like Mary Poppins there. That is amazing. And Catherine. Catherine is so beautiful. I love the purple. And there's Nettie being Lucille Ball. And I thought you were Flo, but it's such a gorgeous outfit as Lucille Ball. Love it. And Paula. And Paula is just a love witch, I think. She's just all Halloween. I love that. That is wonderful. Very, very cute. And Miss Rebecca, our staff member, who's, would this be Raggedy Ann? Probably. I'm not sure, but maybe. And then Vanessa, and she's a beautiful, I'm not sure if this is a butterfly. Seems like something that flies, a creature that flies. Beautiful. Thank you, everybody, for entering. And let's see here. Monarch butterfly, okay. Endangered monarch butterfly, beautiful. Butterfly goddess, I love it. Oh, Rebecca is a clown. She's not Raggedy Ann. Look at the wings. Yes, they're beautiful. Yeah. It's really, it's just so many beautiful outfits. I'm just blown away. Really, really blown away. Okay, let's see where we are in the chart. 83%. We're 83% clear on this. So I want to talk to you a little bit about parties. Many of you are sensitives too, right? So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about parties and my experience with parties. And actually, one of the reasons that I created this too, where Adelia and I are working on clearing any isolation pictures. Adelia is a little social butterfly, but mommy isn't so much a social butterfly. And Adelia needs to be out and with people. And so I want to provide that for her, but that's not my mode of operandum. Let me shut the sun is shifting here. So one of the things that I've been doing, and I've really done a great job for myself the last few years, is I attend things, but my aura is pulled in to really close to my skin. And that allows me to be at a party and enjoy a party so much more. Oh, by the way, the link, the discount link for entitlements class that's coming up. It's a 4-part entitlements class. You get 25% off just because you're in the class today. So please do join in. It's only good for today. It'll go away at the end of the day. So we ran it in yesterday's class and we were just going to put it away, but we're going to leave it out for today. So go ahead and join in if you'd like to at the discount. So what I've been doing is I've been pulling my aura in. That's one thing that really helps me. Another thing that really helps me going to an event is I have something set in mind that it's not about me. It's about contribute and making the experience better for 3 people. So, by my visiting with them or contributing somehow, making a suggestion, complimenting them in a honest, heartfelt way, letting them know that, I feel happy around them or that they've done something wonderful, they've worn a beautiful costume, or there's something that they've done that, I can put a smile on their face and a sparkle in their heart. And so those are things that I've already done that make attending things easier for me. So I went to an event a few years ago, about 3 years ago, just before Adelia was born. It was called the Unstoppable Foundation Gala. And they had like 1,000 people, and it was all the who's of the spiritual and coaching communities were there. And it's a fundraiser, but it's really like a Grammys award kind of event. And it took a lot for me to go. And I went in a beautiful gown, and Jennifer McLean was following me around, and she was like observing me. And she wasn't quite figuring it out. And she was like, I'm just going to hang, I could tell she was just hanging with me to figure it out. And she goes, Oh, I get it. You are really sensitive. And so rather than have your aura extended out, you have it nice and tight against you so that you're doing really well navigating all these crowds. I totally get it. I've never seen anybody do that before. And so there was Jennifer McLean analyzing what I was doing and how I was making being in big crowds and being a very sensitive and making it work for me. And it was like, wow, that's so cool kind of a thing where she was like looking at how I was managing the energy so that I could have a nice time too. And I did. I had a really wonderful time. And I could see where a chart like this, where we're clearing even more, we're clearing the isolation, we're clearing entitlements of maybe my ex-husband's soul family didn't want me to be popular at parties, or there are more things to be cleared. So there are strategies you can have, and then there are clearings you can do. And so I'm also looking forward to this, making a change for myself and Adelia in a good way so that we are able to attend in a more comfortable way all the different events that we're invited to. And perhaps, we only had a couple children from her school show up of the children we invited. And perhaps in another time, with some of the things cleared away, there might be more people coming to a party, like that too. I think that if you can clear it on any given problem, I'm clearing anywhere from a couple different charts to even 10 or more charts. So I do it from different angles. And then you can look at, wow, this cleared up in this way on this, now that I've gone this far. So I'm just wanting you to know that the holidays can be quite wonderful for you, and that you can have enjoyable times out and about, and that there are different strategies and different ways to go where you're not thinking about yourself. If you're an introvert, you're thinking about how you're feeling uncomfortable and you don't know anybody and there's nobody validating you. I understand that. But that's not the way we approach parties anymore. And really, what I'd love for our community, the quantum activations community, is for us to be grounded and confident and loving. And that when we come into any unique situation, we're feeling confident and we're feeling loving and we're feeling generous. I think the other thing that you want to think about as you're commenting to people is that your kind comments are generous. It's generosity in action. And so just know that by you getting out of yourself, whatever that is, and taking the time to say kindness, kind words to people, that is generosity in action. That is your love being beamed out into the world. It's not about manipulation. It's not about control. It's about just being generous and just being warm-hearted and making just a little difference with people, something that could make a person's day. You don't know where people are at. You don't know what's going on with people. People have a lot of big things on their plate that they're overwhelmed and they're really struggling and dealing with things. You don't know. And to make someone's day and be generous and say, oh, love that hat you're wearing. Or I just love the color lipstick you have on. It's amazing. It's just perfect for your skin color. Or whatever it is, just get out of your own self and get into the fun of contributing, the fun of being part of humanity. And this is one of the things that's really important. And a lot of us who have gone through a lot of difficulty, it wasn't like hardwired into us because we survived difficulty. So our context for being was to survive difficulty. And now we're creating more balance and more full self-expression. And in that balance, we have right permission and ability to have fun and to be with people and to be connected in beautiful ways and to enjoy parties and to sing and dance and laugh and just really enjoy being in your body, in your skin, with other people. Because we weren't meant to be isolated. Our bodies are not wired to be isolated. We're meant to enjoy the company of others and have the companionship of others. That's a very, very important part of being human, is being in the physical presence of others. Okay, we're going to go back to the chart. And actually first, let's look at the pictures one more time. And if you have a vote on one, not two, you have to just give me one. If you have a vote on Halloween pictures, on who you think the winner is, put it in the chat box now. We'll go through the pictures one more time. We're gonna look at Rebecca because she is adorable, but Rebecca's a staff member, so she won't be part of the voting. So this is Avalia, beautiful, wonderful. And I believe she's a space alien. She's a gorgeous space alien, beautiful. And this is Callie. And I love this Callie, nature spirit, definitely. It feels to me like Jack and the Beanstalk, but you may be doing something different and I'm missing it. This is Dale, a completely Mary Poppins. I totally see Mary Poppins right there. Wonderful. It's so adorable. She looks like she's ready to fly. This is Catherine with her beautiful purple hair. And you can tell that she's a fairy princess. And she's got some definite skill. She's gorgeous. And there is happy, playful Nettie being Lucille Ball. Just a gorgeous look for her too. And you can tell that she's ready for fun. And here's Paula, our happy pumpkin girl who's a witch, but look at all those hearts all over her. And wow, she's got our names, Adelia and Julie, happy Halloween. This looks really amazing to me. I love that. And there's our darling Rebecca. And beautiful, beautiful Vanessa, the monarch goddess, butterfly. Gorgeous. What a gorgeous look. Okay, so if you have a vote, please register it now. Okay, so you have to use the name, okay, Space Fairy. I don't think I'm going to be able to figure this out because you guys aren't using their names. Okay, I'll tell you what, everybody say who you want, and then I'll have Rebecca and Todd go through, and rather than announcing it on live on the internet, what we'll do is we'll announce it when they've sorted out who the winner is. Yeah, I think that's the best way. So everybody who wants to go ahead and pick one person, don't put in two people because it'll confuse us. Pick one person, and then we'll just have a spreadsheet, an Excel spreadsheet on the 7 entries, and we'll get that 10 minutes of blasting to the winner. But honestly, all of you who dressed up are winners in that you're ready already for fun. And I hope that you go out and have some fun after the class today. So thank you for dressing up and being playful. 140 people. We had 7 entries and a staff member. Lady Butterfly, beautiful. Yay. I love them all. They were all fantastic costumes. Really well thought out. Actually, just things did not go right this morning. I was planning to have a velvet corset, a black velvet corset, and an opera skirt, which it was a black, kind of sheer out skirt on with this hat. And Adelia and I were in the bathtub way too long playing. And then I looked up and it was time for her to be in school. And I had to just throw on her costume and rush her to school. And she was like 15 minutes late. And then I came back and there was traffic and I had to get ready. So I didn't get to do my full costume. But congratulations for all of you who did get into the full costume. And you'll be able to see, I'll take some pictures of Adelia in her parade. If you go to our Facebook page in an hour or so, her parade starts in about 25 minutes. She'll be in her parade. Well, we're still working on the clearing, Callie. So let's see. 98%. So we should be able to finish up, in the next few minutes. Okay, good. All right, so we're going to finish up in 5 minutes, which means we're going to be finishing right at noon. Now, I'm going to leave just a couple minutes early, but we're going to be playing the videos, and I'm going to be pumping for you as I drive over to Adelia's little parade, her Halloween parade. So we're gonna stop here in a minute or so, but I'll keep pumping for you. You'll be done at noon with this chart. This will be 100% clear. I'm going to keep blasting for you, even if I'm taking off just a couple minutes early for you. Okay, and thank you so much for everybody who's registered a vote, and we will let everybody know as soon as we have an answer for you. Hopefully today we should have an answer. We'll let you know who the winner was. Let's see. They're creepy and they're kooky, mysterious and ooky. They're all together kooky. The Quantum Academy. Da 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 da. 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 So get a witch's shawl on, a broomstick you can crawl on. We're gonna take a call on the Quantum Academy. Da 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 da. 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 Yay! All right. Well, happy Halloween, everybody. I hope this has been fun for you. And I hope that it's been really going to change how it feels for you to attend a party. I love you. God bless you. We are taking off on an airplane. So we are going to be in Mexico by midday tomorrow on the beach. So we're going to take a couple weeks off. Please do be active in the classes as they come up. It's a good time to go through and review things in your member site. Look at things that you want to work on, projects you want to work on. It's also a good time for you to take a little break. And I'll see you when we're back on the 13th. All right. We love you. Bye-bye for now. And stay pumping until noon. Okay? Everybody pump till noon. Okay, so if you have a challenge with tumors, cysts, or growths, this is your class. Now, we are going to be addressing any and every kind of growth in the body, including cancer, including fatty tumors, including things that grow that don't belong on your body. This goes very nicely also with the infections class, so if you've taken that, you're in perfect alignment for this. But we're going to be removing things that create bumps in the body, so whether they're inside or they're external and you can see them. I've added hours to this, so we're going to do 4 hours this year on tumors, cysts, and growths. I think it's going to be an amazing training. We have a lot more information now about clearing. We've had some pretty successful clearings where people come in and they're filled with calcium deposits or cancer, and after 2 hours of one-to-one clearing with me, they no longer have that in their body, and that's medically documented. So let's see what we can do for you on clearing up these challenges, and I will give you some techniques to keep working on them until they're completely disappeared. But these are very pliable and movable. They don't belong in you. They're not part of you. So have faith and know that it's possible to remove these naturally using the quantum activations and the clearing charts. Okay, hope to see you in class. Okay, so if you're one of my students who has challenges with the meditations and you say, it's just hard for me to do it, then there's something blocking you, because guided meditation should be easy and fun. So I've got a quantum meditation program. It's a 4-part program, and in each part we're going to be clearing you and really clearing the decks for you to have a positive experience and have great results with your meditation too. And so if you notice that you just don't feel like you're being effective when you do your meditations, or you're not getting the result you think you should be getting, this is going to be the class for you. Even if you're just blocked, you just can't listen, your mind goes blank, you don't see colors, it's hard for you to imagine things, I want you to come into this class. This is going to be a powerful class for you. It's going to be a game changer for you, and you are going to be able to meditate just like everybody else and enjoy the process and get great results. Hi, thank you so much for considering joining the program Removing Violence and Abuse from Your Field and Body. I'm Julie Renee, and I've been through in my life some pretty rough moments. And what I discovered as I started learning about quantum activations and clearing years ago is that as I cleared and removed the violence and abuse from what was emanating from me, people read me differently. People understood me as a different person. And my life changed dramatically, where people didn't trust me because there was violence and abuse, not from me, but from those who I had experienced it from in my field. It left me feeling maybe untrustable or maybe dangerous on some level. And when I was able to, I took a 3-day weekend and I just cleared everything I could think of and just pumped my way. I was hiking and pumping and hiking and pumping. And what followed the following weeks was so dramatically different for me, where I was warmly greeted and welcomed with love. And it was so rapidly after that that I gained really international recognition. And so I know the value of cleaning up your field and body. Now, sometimes we bring in violence and abuse so that we can make our spiritual leaps, or there might be other purposes for why that came into your life to begin with. And we do take a good look at that because we have 2 2-hour sessions. So in session 1, we're really focused on just cleaning house, removing the affects, there's going to be like 1,000 things that we clear. We'll be using the quantum pump to remove a specific technique of the quantum pump to remove all of this stuff. And then in the second clearing, we're going to be setting you up to really be received, welcomed with love, cherished, honored, and respected. It's a beautiful, beautiful training. I promise you, it doesn't feel like you're in a violence and abuse class. It feels like you're in a class of love, that you're held, you're supported. It's not about blaming or victimhood. It's really about claiming our divine space, learning from what happened and what we brought in, and then releasing it so that we can live our magical life, our joyous life. So I'm really hoping you join me, and I promise you it will change your life for the good forever. Hi, and welcome to Quantum Regeneration, Growing Younger Easily. I'm Julie Renee, and I am the person who defined cellular neogenesis. I defined that about 11 years ago now. It's hard to believe that so much time has passed. But that is the process of growing back, actually even surgically removed glands and organs. We are going to do a process with you, and it's over 3 trainings, 5 hours on cellular neogenesis that is going to help you feel and be younger and healthier and more vibrant. Now, our most popular training in this area is the first training. Everybody loves it so much. And that training is called Restore Your Loving Smile and Amazing Bright Teeth. And we'll be actually regenerating the teeth, the gums, and the jaw. And you'll want to read the testimonials on the page. I swear we have 20 testimonials of people growing back their teeth or filling in cavities or growing back their dentin or cracked teeth, filling in, chipped teeth, filling in, growing back. So this is a very doable, very real, very realized process of regeneration in the mouth, which is something where you want to have a bright, happy smile. You want people to see you sparkle. Also, this technique helps whiten the teeth. So if that's one of the things you want to do naturally and organically, we can do it with a simple hand movement and an intention. The next session will be on restoring your organic intelligence, and that is your heart and your nerves and your nervous system. And the same embryonic material that formed the brains formed the skin and the nervous system. So we'll be going in and doing a regeneration of the heart and nerves, as well as a nice deep clear out. So removing the gunk that's piled up that may have caused problems for you in this area. I know that people who've done this regeneration, we've had some miracles with blood pressure normalizing and many other things related to heart and nerves. Neuropathy is definitely included in the clearing. And then finally, seeing through the eyes of love, restoring the eyes. And we'll be having our final 1-hour session on clearing, so doing a deep clear out on anything that's distressing your eyes, and then a regeneration of both the eyeballs and the lenses. And you're going to learn a wonderful technique, a pink technique on softening the lenses and restoring your vision. And for me, I wore glasses from 18 to 46. I'm now 61. I have not worn glasses since I was 46 and did my own regeneration. By the way, with the cellular neogenesis technique, I've been able to grow back my tonsils and adenoids, having a weakened immune system. Of course, I wanted those back. They were surgically removed when I was 3, and I now have adult adenoids and tonsils in my body. Have grown back a colon for a beautiful woman, Carolyn Stevens, have grown back adrenals for people. So surgically removed things can also be grown back. Anyway, you're going to learn so much in this training, and you will be having the chart on cellular neogenesis. It's an important step in your life, and one that will change you forever and give you power to be in charge of yourself and in charge of how your body is being, acting, and how young you can actually be. So experiencing youthful vitality in all parts of your body. I look forward to seeing you in the chat box. Hi, and welcome to Your Year of Miracles. I'm Julie Renee, and I'm going to be your mentor and help guide you through the process of regenerating every part of your body, hair, skin, and nails, all the way through vision and hearing. We're going to be doing all the systems in the body, including the energy systems. We're going to be doing respiratory, cardiovascular, muscles, joints and bones, the musculoskeletal system, the entire body, 36 hours of regeneration over the course of a year. And it's perfectly paced so that your body can integrate the changes easily and naturally in joy and grace as you move through a year of clearings and cellular neogenesis, the actual regeneration using your own stem cells. I'm looking forward to a year with you in the chat box and helping you to really manifest full self-expression with a healthy, strong body.